So I'm sitting in the park today, as you may have noticed, and what I wanted to talk about today is kind of the strength and why it can be so powerful to explore something like meditation or trance. And this is not meant as a sales pitch. It's really just talking about the difference between our typical kind of left brain cognitive thinking and the state that we access when in a meditative state or in a trance of different types. And I think one of the things that I think about is that in our more cognitive thinking, our conscious minds tend to work in more linear ways, and you can think of it as, that your attention is like a flashlight, and in left brain type of thinking, we can only travel in a very linear way, and usually we end up seeing what we've already seen. We end up coming upon the kinds of solutions that we usually come up with. So, and this type of linear thinking can be incredibly useful and powerful. So I'm not advocating for one as opposed to the other. But rather trying to make a contrast. So I'll change my angle a little bit. So when we get into a more meditative state, you can almost look at our attention as becoming more peripheral, so that we're able to survey a landscape of information that's much broader in a certain sense, and it allows our brain and our nervous system to access information in different ways. So instead of staying on this narrow linear path, we're able to see relationships between things and pull in relevant information, relevant connections, insight from seemingly disparate or disconnected bits of data. And this is why it's so useful that when we're in one of these states, that we stop trying. And by stop trying, what I mean is to sort of let go of efforting and let go of figuring things out. And in fact, very often it can be useful to give our conscious mind something to chew on, while our unconscious mind can relax and can move about in different ways and make new connections. And if you add this to your normal repertoire of moving through the world, it can be incredibly powerful. So, right now I'm sitting on a park bench, and I'm following a topic here, but I'm also allowing my attention to float around and to see the people around me and to enjoy the greenery and the different shadows and light that are cast. And so this can allow me to sense things in a different way than I might usually sense them. And this allows the space where a flash of insight can come. if such a thing is needed at all. Um, Very often, I find that what happens is, as I settle down, my nervous system returns to equilibrium and a sense of well-being, providing that I have my basic needs covered, that I'm not overly worried about one topic or another, or worried about things like work. But even then, just letting those things go for a moment, so that perhaps insight can emerge. So that's a little bit about the left brain sort of linear thinking versus, I would say, a meditative state, a peripheral state, a trance state. And the one thing I'll say about trance is I think very often, what I call trance, people also call hypnosis at times. The one distinction I would say is I think in a lot of traditional hypnosis, there's this idea of the hypnotist guiding a client to a particular insight or to particular suggestions. And I think this is also a tremendously missed opportunity because, what I've come to learn, primarily in Ericksonian hypnotherapy is that if you guide yourself or someone guides you into a comfortable trance state, it's as if your supercomputer comes online and there's no need to be guided to solutions. Solutions emerge on their own. And I'm not saying it's every time and that it's always what you need on demand, but it's more about learning how to move in relation with things and allow things to flow a bit. So that's about it on that for now.